Yo, welcome. So, last time I made a video called Question for Atheists, and I had lots of fun making that video, and I got lots of views, around 600 views, and I got lots of dislike also. So, don't dislike this video. so, so today also I want to make that sort of video, and I have to edit it, and I do have time since I'm unemployed to edit. I might put little bit more effort to edit the video. Okay, that's out of the way. Let's start with the first question. First question is from Matt Walsh. He's a conservative commentator, a political activist, something like that. Let's go to the first video, okay?
The Supreme Court made the decision about Roe v. Wade. We were told that by the left, including many of them secular atheists, doesn't matter what the Supreme Court says, women have the right to abortion. What do you mean right? What are you appealing to exactly when you talk about this mystical right that exists? You're not appealing to God. What are you appealing to? If you can.
Okay, that's I don't want to start the video with this question. Oh, that's a very polarizing question, right? So let me start off by saying, what is this mystical right, right? This mystical right. It's called human rights, and humans are included, women as well. So human rights. And when it comes to abortion, yes, women should have rights to have an abortion. Okay, for me personally, I think, okay, I'm not a science guy. Okay, the in the embryo stage, it's fairly, it's not a child. Okay, it's not a child in the embryo stage. And did I tell you I'm a pessimist as well? So I'm not really into making children. So, well, I might be biased on this one. But there is a but. If so, making a child, or even making an embryo, right, evolve two parties, both a man and a woman, right? Yes, it is a woman's body, and yes, she should have right to do what she wants to do with her body. I agree with that. But I think it should be a teamwork, okay? I think the man and the woman who are involved in this fucking procedure should have a conversation and decide what to do next, right? If I think they should have a vote. If you want to have a long-term relationship with that man in the future, even after the abortion, or if you decide to bring the child into this world. See, I highly dislike the fact bringing a child to a single household, okay, with a single parent. So if that's the case, I think you should get an abortion early as possible. I don't think you should wait until the child is grown, okay? In the embryo stage, yes. And yes, human rights, it's not some sort of mystical rights, okay? Human rights evolve with women, okay? Women are 50% of human, okay? Then the next question.
So I've got 3 questions that I want to ask atheists, and these aren't gotcha questions. I sincerely want to know the answer to these questions. First question is, do you believe that God does not exist?
Okay, I'm sorry. Okay, that's 3 questions, right? So I'm going to have to pause. So his first question is, do I believe that God does not exist? It's not a matter of beliefs, okay? It's just an indifference, at least personally to me. Why it's become dark? It might start to rain, okay? So it's an indifference to me. Regardless of God's existence, I don't give a fuck, okay? I don't care, okay? But for all the practical purposes, yes, I am an atheist, okay?
So you kind of either have that belief or you don't. You either believe that God does not exist or you don't. If you answered yes to that, then you're ready for the next question. The next question is, do you believe in evidentialism? Evidentialism is the view that your beliefs ought to be proportioned to the evidence. You shouldn't just believe something without evidence. Those are the first two questions.
I'm going to be honest with you. Until now, I did not know what the fuck was evidentialism. Okay, now I know. Thank you, Mr. I don't know his name. So, yes, I think we should give priority to evidence. Okay, I'm not talking about, yes, we should just straight up talk about facts and evidence. Okay, as human beings, even though we have huge amounts of evidence, huge amounts of fact, our emotion and plays a huge role in our decision making and in our beliefs. Like I said, it's not a belief for me. It's just, I don't give a fuck that your God exists or not. I hope not. Okay. And we'll see what's his last question.
You answered yes to both of those. If you have the belief that God does not exist, and you also believe in evidentialism, you're ready for the third question. The third question is, what is your evidence that justifies your belief that God does not exist?
Wow. I find it really funny when these religious people ask, "What is your evidence? What is your evidence for not believing God? What is your evidence for being an atheist? What is your evidence?" Right? That's a good question. Where is your evidence? You don't have to go in the court or go around the town saying, "What is your evidence that I did not commit murder?" Okay, I don't think that's the way things work. Okay, well, I don't have any evidence, neither do you, so let's just both shut up. Okay, well, it's really funny. What is your evidence? Oh, well, my evidence is the Bible. My evidence is the Quran. It was given by this Gabriel. This was it Gabriel? I forgot. So, anyway, that's their evidence. A man made a laughable book. Their evidence. I rather not take that evidence. So, let's go to the next video.
If I identified as black, would you affirm me in that and call me black?
No,
Why not?
because you're not black.
Thank you. Oh my gosh. Okay, if I said I was a man and I said I identify as a man, would you accept that and affirm me in that?
Okay. That's not an atheist question, but well, I'm going to answer it anyway. So to both question, it's no. It's no. Yeah. So she is clearly a woman. So, but again, there is a but. If you want me to call you sir, madam, lord, your grace, I don't have a problem with that as long as you being, nice about it. If you order me to call you sir or ma'am, that's not going to happen. That's not going to happen. You don't order me around. That's it. You just have to say, just please call me sir, please call me ma'am, or please call me high ruler of Dragonborn or whatever. I would call that. Just be nice about it, okay? That's all I'm asking. Next question.
Quick question for you. If you're an atheist, why do you not believe in God? And if you don't believe in God because you say the book is written by man, why do you believe in evolution? Because that was also made up by a guy, I think. Quick question.
You think you are partially correct and partially wrong, my dear lady, okay? So, why I don't believe in God? I don't see why I should believe in God, okay? Giving all the evidence and all the scientific founding, I don't see God anywhere fitting the picture. Even in philosophy, yes, there are some philosophy. If you're a theologist, you're not a philosopher, okay? There is no such thing as Christian philosopher. There is no such thing as Muslim philosophers, okay? They are just theologians, okay? Just shut the fuck up, okay? You cannot put philosophy and religion in the same category, okay? Just my opinion, just my own opinion. And yes, the Bible, Quran, Bhagavad Gita, and all this stuff, it's man-made and written by men. Men, men, not woman, men, okay? Men, physical, biological men, okay? It was not written by woman, it's written by men, okay? All the religious texts was written by men to control other men and control women, okay? So, yeah. And the evolution. Well, as I know, I'm not a huge on evolution. I know little bit about evolution from this guy. No, not this one. I just want to show off my books, okay? Relax. It's somewhere here. It's somewhere. Where the fuck is it? Okay. I know a little bit about evolution from this guy. His name is Richard Dawkins. He's a evolution biologist and a zoologist. Okay, he's kind of a scientist. And yes, but so the Charles Darwin, he's the guy you want to go for evolution. So it was written by man, yes, of course. But when Charles Darwin made his evolution argument, it was not a theory, it was more of a speculation, right? But with time goes on, with scientific finding, with fossil and the bare bones and stuff, DNA, so we came to acknowledge evolution as a theory. So when it's come to science, a theory means established fact, okay? Don't get it wrong. A theory means established fact. So yeah, it is not written by man, but it was found by man, researched by man, and found evidence by man. Yes, it was physically written or typed by men, yes. Not only men, there are many women evolution biologists as well. So it was a team effort. So let's go to the next video.
Atheists cannot answer this question. We know time, space, and matter was all created at the Big Bang. But if it was all created at the Big Bang, what caused the Big Bang? The cause would have to be something timeless, spaceless, and immaterial. And the atheists would say, we don't know. So if you don't know, why could it not be God? And if there is no God, why is there something rather than nothing at all?
That's a very vague question, okay? First of all, I'm not a physicist, okay? Time, space, and matter was created in Big Bang. So about Big Bang, I don't really know much about Big Bang, right? But in Big Bang, it said that our observable universe was created in Big Bang, right? Our observable universe. So when it comes to outside our universe, the time can be infinite. The time can be infinite. There are some scientists who argue that one, and there are some scientists, I think many scientists argue that fact, but I don't really know for sure, okay? Don't quote me on that. But I think the time is infinite. Time is something that we created, human being created, because we are living in an infinite universe. I don't know what to call it, the infinite, the fucking sky, okay? So we are living in an infinite sky, in a blue ball, okay? We are finite creatures. So we created time, we have birthdays, the tree goes old, and everything has time. I think purely the time matters only to earthlings. I think it matters most to human being other than animal. I think it matters to animal, trees, and plants, everything as well. So the time, I think we are the one who created time. And the matter, I don't really know. I think matter could be something it has before or no. So I don't know. I cannot go before Big Bang, okay? So if you ask the question, so the universe created us, I think that's a question you should ask from a scientist. And there is a very good interview from Brian Cox, okay? he addressed that issue. Okay, you should watch that one if you are interested in that sort of things. He gave a very good answer. At the end of the day, it's a good question. Wait, I had to watch the video. So he's saying, if the everything created by Big Bang, what created the Big Bang? Yes, we don't know. And if you're saying the God created Big Bang, why didn't he mention that in the Bible or Quran? I mean, I think that's pretty much very important details, that he should pass the messenger to Muhammad or Moses. Okay, so I don't know, right? Neither do you. Okay, you're just making up stories. Okay, I can say the fucking Thanos created the universe. So why can it be God? It can be God. Like I said, I just don't really give a fuck. Okay, it can be God. Who knows? But not a good God. Not all powerful, not all loving God. Okay? It can be God, but not. It can be a God, a very evil one. Okay? Have you thought about that? Okay. And why there is something other than nothing? We came from nothing. We are going to be back to being nothing after we die. So, well, sometimes there is something, sometimes there is nothing. That's the best I can give. Okay, maybe if I do physics, which I'm too stupid to do physics, I might have answer for that. But I would highly recommend watching Brian Cox's interview. You have to find it. Okay, so yes, those are great questions and I had fun answering them. If you like this video, please subscribe and leave a like, leave a comment. Okay, and cheers.